everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're finishing up this marker coloring of the Goth Girl for my Cute Girl Tober redraw series. We're getting about halfway through all these Cute Girl Tobers. Pretty soon I'm going to be out of them. Like I said, we're about halfway through. Will you guys miss them? I feel like maybe you might be getting sick of redraws. Nobody ever says these things to me. It's just like I feel that way in my head. I'm like, well, maybe I should take a break for the Cute Girl Tobers. I mean, I did take a break, like 2-month break from them. But maybe I should make another break. But then I'm like, well, if I don't do them on my videos, I'm really not going to do them on my own. Not because I don't like them or whatever. It's just like it's mostly just something I'm doing to keep myself in doing marker colorings and stuff. And so if I'm not really thinking about doing my marker colorings, I'm not really doing them, because in my sketchbook I mostly just do my little doodles, just because I just don't even think about cracking out my markers for my sketchbook doodles, because the line art is all like, what's it called, not hatchy or whatever, but it's like, it's super sketchy, I guess is the word. And I always use like construction lines. I'm like, I can't put markers over that, but I could. I don't know why I don't think of it. I could definitely put markers over that and then just go over the lines again with like black or something that I feel like would fit those sketches more, but I just don't think of it. Maybe I will start thinking of that later. But anyway, back to the Cute Girl Tober drawing. When it came to this drawing, there was really only two things that I really wanted to change. One, I wanted to make her makeup a little bit more noticeable, particularly over her eyelids. I always forget to add eyeshadow. I mean, I don't really forget to like draw like the lips different colors. Oh, that's not true. I actually do that. I always forget to put on the makeup, you guys. Something about makeup is just like, it feels like something you should add after. And so when I'm coloring the skin, I'm like, I don't think about it, and I don't think about it at all. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. And also, the people I know, they really generally don't really super wear eyeshadow, so I never really think about eyeshadow at all. So I guess I do draw makeup in the sense that they have like really thick eyeliner. Obviously, nobody's like eyes are that like that, their eyelines are that thick, right? Like, they obviously, pretty much most of my drawings, they're wearing eyeliner, but other than that, I don't really think about it. And so I just wanted to make sure that I was really adding the eyeshadow and the lipstick, just because I feel like makeup is pretty goth. I mean, there's different sorts of makeup styles associated with being goth. Like, obviously there are a lot of people who would be goth, but like, this is not real goth because she doesn't have like the pale face and then like the black makeup, and even like there's like a lot of black eye makeup, like it goes like all over their face or whatever. For like a true goth, not to say that I know whether or not someone is a true goth or not, or what defines a true goth or not. And then there's some people who are like, that's gatekeepy or whatever. It's like, okay, I don't know. Okay, I'm just doing my best. Okay, so this is more in like the pop culture idea of like a goth mommy, I guess. Ew, I hate that. Pretend I never said that. But yeah, it's that sort of definition of goth. So I just wanted to give her the black eyeshadow and the black lipstick. And then the other thing I wanted to change was I wanted to change the coloring of her hair. In the old version of this, which you'll see at the end, the hair is actually very, very pale. Because I wanted her to be a pastel goth. Now I'm like, this is not really a pastel goth, and so I can make the color of the hair whatever I want. It's still purple because I wanted the highlight color for this piece to be purple. It's just that it's a lot more vibrant than the old one. I'm not quite sure if I like it more. I think that I do. It's just that it's like very striking when they're next to each other, and it feels like, whoa, you did too much. But I feel like if I see it by itself, I won't feel like it's too much. It's just seeing them next to each other, because for the old one, I used the very lightest purple that I had, and I did not do that for this hair. So that's why the contrast is so stark between the two of them. But I think that's a good thing, because it's like, well, you're redrawing it, so it should look a little bit different, you know. And I actually do really like the way this one turned out. For a long time, the old one was my favorite of the Cute Girl Tobers, and I feel like this one is my favorite of the Cute Girl Tobers I've done so far. Nothing against the other ones. I do like the other ones. It's just like, I feel like I really like her face. I like the way her eye looks. I wish I had drawn both eyes, but what can you do? I feel like it's probably cuter with the one eye closed, but I always want to draw the eyes open because I like to color the eyes. I feel like her hands turned out really well. I didn't use a reference. Well, I used a reference in that I looked at my own hand, and I was like, I'm kind of phoning it in on the hands, but it still looks nice. And I feel like the nails on her hands look nice. I suck at drawing fingernails. I don't actually really like to do it unless they're like sharp, like claw-like, just because, I don't know, I don't really like the way that they look. One, in my style, and two, in general. No offense if you like fingernails. That's a weird sentence to say. Who likes fingernails like that? But yeah, I just feel like I don't really want to draw them that much. It's just something that like, there's some things I look at on people and I'm like, I don't need to draw that. I don't like the look of it. There's another thing that I really like to draw on people, but it feels like kind of inappropriate to talk about, so I won't really talk about it. But there's some things that I just don't really like to draw as part of like anatomy. I'm like, I don't like it. Get rid of it. It looks weird. And people look at it and you're like, why don't they have these? It looks strange. It's like, I don't want to draw that, okay? I'm sorry. And that's what you can do as an artist, right? You can just pick and choose whatever you want to draw out of like nothing needs to be drawn. Like there's lots of artists who don't draw noses. I used to be one of them. You don't have to draw that shit if you don't want to. It's my art. Nobody's paying me to do this shit. I can do whatever I want. And so I don't really like to draw fingernails. But I feel like the way the fingernails came out really well today. So, and then after I finished coloring in her skin, I went ahead and did her little top thing. I didn't really change that at all from the way I did it previously, which is so funny because I wasn't even thinking about that when I was coloring it in. I just was like, I'll just make it look like a little leather thing. And for some reason, I felt like I didn't do that last time, and I definitely 100% did that last time. And so you look at them side by side, they look pretty much the same, which is very funny and also very sad because I still don't know how to color leather at all. I know you have to color it according to the light source, and I very much did not color it according to the light source, but that's okay. I'll get to it eventually. Maybe I'll make that my study for next week, is learning how to color clothes because I really don't know how to color clothes according to light or according to folds or anything. That's really something I need to work on. I feel like the coloring for the skin is okay. I'm pretty good at that. I'm getting a little bit better at the coloring for hair, but the coloring for clothes, I'm still like it's not clicking for me. And so I think I need to study that a little bit more. And I feel like I've been studying like the shape of clothes and the way clothes look on the body. But I'm still not great at the folds and stuff. So that's something I'll probably study next week. But yeah. And then after I went ahead and did that, I went and moved on to the hair. Like I said, I made the hair a lot more vibrant than the last time I did the hair. And I think it makes the piece look better for it. But I was actually kind of struggling with picking out colors for the hair just because I was like, I don't have like super vibrant purples. All my purples are sort of kind of desaturated. And so I was like, how am I going to bring back the saturation for these purples? And thankfully I do have like at least one purple that is more saturated. And so I was able to layer down the darkest purple that I have. It's still slightly desaturated, but it's a little bit more vibrant than the lighter purples that I have. And so I put that down, and then I went over that with a more saturated purple as a mid-tone. And thankfully, even though I was going over a darker color with a lighter color, it did like, what's it called? Not bleach. Bleach is not the word, but it lightens it sometimes. If you have like a lighter color that you go over with a darker color, or if you have a darker color that you go over with a lighter color, sometimes it will like leach the color away, and like it will really lighten it a lot, and it'll have this splotchy look, which if you're not going for is sort of unfortunate. And thankfully, it did not happen when I was doing the hair for this one. So it came out looking very nice. I feel like maybe I could have done a little bit better at placing the highlights, but other than that, I think it looks cute. I just have trouble sometimes with the bangs because it's so weird to think of the bangs because like the bangs come like out of your hairline kind of, if I'm thinking correctly, because it's like bangs are the hair that's in front of like the hair that's like the closest to the top of your hairline, right? So the hair is coming out of your hairline. And so it has like the separation from the rest of your hair, and I have trouble depicting that in a drawing. And I'm like, is it supposed to be like completely round? Which I guess it is because it follows your hairline, but I never draw it completely round. So maybe I'll have to start doing that because I literally just discovered that when I was talking to you guys. And so I'm just gonna have to start doing that when I do the hair, because it feels like always like wonky and wobbly when I do it. And so I don't really study bangs. I don't have bangs. No one I know has bangs. Majority of people in my family have curly hair, and so straight blunt bangs don't really work with curly hair. I mean, maybe some people are maybe able to make it work, but when my sister ended up getting bangs, I was like, yeah, I don't think bangs are for people with curly hair. No offense to her, she's wonderful, love her to death, she's beautiful, but bangs were not the move, unfortunately. Probably just gonna have to start planning out the bangs in the drawing stage, but I just never think of drawing them there. I'm just like, those are the bangs, we're all done. I have this trouble adding detail towards like the middle part of the hair, if that makes sense. Like not the ends, but like the hair where it's on top of the head. I have trouble putting detail into that part. I don't know why. I think I have to study hair more to figure it out. Just when hair is not pulled back, I feel like I have trouble like putting out where the highlights are, especially when it's in like these cat bun styles or like pigtail styles or like space bun styles, like when your hair is like pulled into two ponytails. I'm like, I don't know where the highlights go for that. And obviously I need to study it more. I have to figure it out, but that's okay. That's what the future is for. Okay, just for today, we're just coloring this little marker coloring. And like I said, I do think it turned out really well. I already colored the eye. I forgot that I did that at the same time I was doing the hair, just because it's the same colors. The eye coloring style is the same as it always is, you guys. I will let you know if I decide I'm going to change it up. Currently, for right now, I don't really plan on changing it up, just because it's pretty simple. I like things that are simple. And 2, I've been doing it a long time, so it's easy. And 3, I still like the way that it looks. If I ever stop liking the way that it looks, that's when I'm going to decide to change it. But for now, it's simple. It keeps me, it keeps like, it's good to go. You know what I mean? For a long time, I tried to be one of those artists that had like a lot of eye shines in the eyes. And I still have 2 eye shines. And then if you count the pupil, that's 3, because I draw the pupil as white. But I could not do it for the life of me. It would always look strange, just having lots of white space in the eye. For me, I really like it when other people do that in their art. I feel like it's so beautiful. But every time I try to do it, I'm like, this does not look nice. Just having a lot of empty space in the eye. And so I like the way that I do eyes now. It's mostly 100% color and just like a couple of white spots. And I feel like it looks nice to me. I mean, hopefully it does anyway. But I was supposed to have to let you guys be the judge of that. After I finished doing the hair, I just had to color in like her mouth. Do you guys ever forget to shade the teeth? I don't really ever forget to shade the teeth. I mean, I do sometimes, obviously, I'm a person. But I don't know. I feel like the teeth always need shading. I feel like if the whole thing is shaded and then just the teeth are just white, I feel like I'm like, that's wrong. I messed it up. So yeah, I add shading into the teeth. I don't actually know exactly how to shade teeth. I feel like you shade the top of the teeth because that's where the lips are, right? Obviously the bottom part where the lips go to. But I'm always like, the sides of the teeth should be shaded. And it's like, should they? I guess so, because teeth are round, right? Well, they're not round, but they're curved, right? Just the way that they fit in your jaw is curved, and so I feel like the edges of your teeth, they're also curved, which they are. Like teeth, some of your teeth are more rounded than others, but they're flat, but they also have like round edges, if that makes sense. And so like the sides of them should also be shaded. But then I'm like, I don't want to shade it too much, because I don't know if you guys have ever seen someone like add shading to every tooth. It looks strange. Yeah, you have shading on every tooth in real life, but this is not a real life drawing. This is a simplified drawing. So I feel like if I add shading to every tooth, it's going to look strange. But yeah, moving on from teeth. Teeth is always so strange to discuss. I feel like if you talk about teeth for too long, people think you're weird. And if you tell people that their teeth look nice, some people are like, oh, that's so nice. And other people are like, thank you. I told one girl when I was working fast food, I was like, oh, your teeth are so pretty. And she was like, thank you. I'm like, okay, I just came off as weird. I feel like that's not a weird compliment. But I feel like if you notice someone's teeth, they're like, oh, they're like a dentist. Or they're like, oh, they're going to steal my teeth. So yeah, enough about teeth. I finished off the highlights of this drawing. I just added some highlights to her face. You guys know where the highlights go at this point. And then I added some to her nails, just to show that her nails are kind of shiny. Just because, I don't know, I like glossy looks for nails. I think they look nice. I don't really do my nails, but if I did, I feel like they would be glossy. Anyway, that's the end of the video, you guys. This is just the drawing by itself, and then you're going to see the drawing next to the other one. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Yeah, I'll go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye!